Ahoy there, and welcome to another deep dive.
Oh,
This time we're taking a look at a book that's as fresh today as when it first hit the shelves back in 1969. Patrick O'Brien's Master and Commander,
it's a classic.
first in the epic Aubrey-Maturin series.
Yeah, and believe me, once you meet this duo, you'll be hooked.
I think our listeners are going to love this one.
Yeah,
So
it's incredible how this book
Yeah.
set during the Napoleonic Wars still resonates. I think it's because O'Brien taps into something timeless about friendship,
Right.
ambition, and the human spirit,
Yeah.
facing the vastness of the sea and, well, life itself.
We're not just here to gush, though.
Right.
We need to give our listener the lowdown on why this book is a must-read.
Oh, definitely.
What makes it so special, in your opinion?
Well, for starters, the friendship between Captain Jack Aubrey and ship's surgeon Stephen Maturin is unlike any other you'll encounter in literature.
Really?
They're complete opposites.
Okay.
Aubrey, the bold and impulsive captain, and Maturin, the reserved intellectual and naturalist.
Interesting.
Yet their differences are precisely what make their bond so compelling.
I see.
It's like watching a perfectly balanced equation come to life.
That's a great analogy.
Thank
They're almost like they complete each other,
Yeah.
filling in the gaps in each other's personalities.
Yeah.
And to think all this unfolds against the backdrop of the Napoleonic Wars in 1800.
Right.
Imagine the Mediterranean, a shimmering sea, bustling ports,
Yeah.
and British ships clashing with Napoleon's forces.
It's a real powder keg of a setting.
Absolutely.
And O'Brien doesn't shy away from the grittier realities of that conflict.
Well,
This wasn't just some romantic era of sailing ships.
Right.
It was a time of intense political maneuvering, fierce battles,
uh-huh.
and very real danger for anyone serving in the Royal Navy.
So let's meet our heroes who navigate this world.
Okay.
First up, Captain Jack Aubrey.
Oh, he's a great character.
Think swagger,
Yeah.
charisma, ambition, he's got it all. This guy breathes the sea.
You got it.
But he can also be a bit rash,
A little bit, yeah.
jumping into action before thinking things through.
Few times.
Then we have Stephen Maturin.
Yeah.
A brilliant mind,
Definitely.
but more comfortable with a scalpel and a spyglass than a cutlass.
Yeah. That's a good way to put it.
He's a man of science and quiet contemplation,
Yes.
always observing, analyzing,
Uh-huh.
and often serving as Aubrey's voice of reason.
Absolutely.
Though don't be fooled by his bookish demeanor.
Oh, right.
Maturin has secrets,
Yeah.
depths that make him far more complex than meets the eye.
He's much more than he seems.
So we've got this contrast, this push and pull between their personalities that makes their friendship so fascinating.
Right.
Would you say it's their differences that ultimately strengthen their bond?
Yes, absolutely.
Interesting.
It's like they challenge and complement each other, forcing each other to grow in ways they wouldn't have on their own.
Right.
And that dynamic, I think, is something we can all relate to.
I think so.
Even centuries later,
Right.
we all have friends
Yeah.
who bring out different sides of ourselves,
Right.
who help us see the world in new ways.
It's true.
Yeah.
Those kinds of friendships are truly special.
They are.
Okay, so we've got these two unforgettable characters.
Yeah.
Now drop us right into the heart of the action.
Okay.
Where does all this take place?
Picture yourself aboard the HMS Sophie.
The Sophie.
Yeah, a nimble sloop of war.
Okay,
Basically a small but fast warship.
I see.
Perfect for the daring missions Aubrey undertakes.
So not a huge ship.
Not the most impressive vessel in the Royal Navy,
Mm,
but it becomes their floating world,
Right.
full of challenges, triumphs,
yeah,
and those quiet moments
okay.
that reveal the depths of O'Brien's characters.
And O'Brien really throws you right onto that ship.
He does,
He doesn't just describe the Sophie.
right?
He practically gives you a tour of the entire Royal Navy.
It's really immersive.
You learn about the ship's hierarchy,
Uh-huh.
the roles of different crew members,
Mm-hmm.
even the minutiae of daily life aboard a warship.
Yeah.
You'd practically be ready to take a sailor's exam after reading this book.
It's like a crash course in naval life.
And it's not just about battles and maneuvers.
No, it's not.
O'Brien includes these incredibly vivid descriptions of everything.
Everything.
From the creaking of the ship's timbers
Mm-hmm.
to the specific types of knots the sailors use.
It's amazing.
That level of detail really makes the world of Master and Commander so immersive.
Absolutely.
You can practically smell the salt air and feel the spray of the sea on your face as you read.
That's O'Brien's writing for you.
And for me, one of the most fascinating details was how O'Brien even weaves in Maturin's observations as a naturalist.
Oh, right.
He doesn't just see a bird flying overhead.
Mm-hmm.
He meticulously identifies the species.
Yeah.
It's these seemingly small details that bring the story to life.
Exactly.
It's that combination of historical accuracy and engaging storytelling that makes O'Brien so captivating.
I agree.
You're not just reading a dry account of naval history, you're experiencing it.
Right.
Right alongside Aubrey and Maturin.
Exactly.
So let's talk about the plot.
Okay.
The roller coaster ride O'Brien takes us on.
Yeah.
What kind of adventures await the Sophie and her crew?
Well, the Sophie is sent on a series of daring missions across the Mediterranean.
Wow.
And Aubrey faces one challenge after another.
Sounds exciting.
Enemy ships' unpredictable weather, even political maneuvering within the Navy itself.
Oh my gosh.
It's a constant struggle to stay afloat, both literally and figuratively.
I bet.
Yeah.
Talk about high stakes.
Yeah.
It sounds like Aubrey's leadership is constantly put to the test.
It really is.
Does O'Brien give us those edge-of-your-seat battle scenes
He does.
that everyone loves in a good naval adventure?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, great.
The naval action is incredibly well written.
Yeah.
But what makes it truly gripping is that O'Brien doesn't just focus on the technical aspects of the battle.
Right.
He places you right on the deck,
Yeah.
amidst the chaos and the terror, forcing you to confront the human cost of war.
So it's not just cannons blazing and ships maneuvering.
No.
There's a deeper emotional layer to those action sequences.
Exactly.
I see.
You feel the weight of every decision of it, Hummerary. Aubrey makes the fear and the bravery of the crew as they fight for their lives.
Wow.
And it's in those moments of intense pressure that the bond between Aubrey and Maturin and amongst the entire crew is truly tested.
So it's like their friendship becomes this anchor in the storm.
Exactly.
Now, you mentioned earlier that the novel isn't just about thrilling battles.
Right.
It's also a deep exploration of themes that resonate with readers on a personal level.
Yeah.
What are some of those deeper layers we should be paying attention to?
Well, one of the most prominent themes is this idea of duty and honor.
Okay.
Aubrey embodies the traditional view of a naval officer utterly devoted to the crown and the Royal Navy.
Yeah.
But Maturin, with his scientific mind and his involvement in intelligence work, has a more nuanced perspective on loyalty.
Interesting.
He's torn between his duty to the Navy and his own personal convictions.
It's fascinating contrast.
It is.
It raises questions about where our true loyalties lie.
Yeah.
Especially when those loyalties come into conflict.
Exactly.
Have you ever found yourself questioning your own sense of duty or obligation?
I have.
In maybe your own life or work?
Absolutely.
Really?
And I think that's what makes O'Brien's exploration of these themes so powerful.
Yeah.
He's not preaching or giving easy answers.
Yeah.
He's presenting these complex dilemmas
Mm-hmm.
and inviting the reader to grapple with them alongside the characters.
It's like he's holding up a mirror to our own internal struggles.
Exactly.
So we've got duty and honor.
Yeah.
What other big ideas does O'Brien tackle in Mastering Commander?
Well, friendship, of course, is central to the entire story.
Right.
But O'Brien goes beyond just depicting a strong bond between two men.
Okay.
He explores the complexities of friendship, the sacrifices we make for those we care about, the way our relationships shape who we are.
And let's not forget the portrayal of the human condition itself.
Oh, right?
O'Brien doesn't shy away from the hardships of life at sea.
No, he doesn't.
He shows the monotony, the danger, the constant threat of disease, and the psychological toll it takes on those who serve.
Right.
It's not all glorious battles and heroic feats.
Absolutely.
That's what makes it so real and relatable, even to a modern audience.
Exactly.
We may not be facing storms on the high seas,
Right.
but we all experience those moments of doubt, fear, and loneliness
We do.
that O'Brien captures so vividly.
Yeah.
He makes you appreciate the resilience of these characters, their ability to find joy and purpose, even in the face of adversity.
I agree.
And speaking of finding joy, one of the things I love about O'Brien is his subtle sense of humor.
Yeah, he's funny.
Even amidst all the danger and drama, he finds ways to make you chuckle.
He does.
It's like a breath of fresh air in the midst of a storm. Yes, he has this wonderful way of weaving wit and irony into the dialogue.
I love that.
Often through Maturin's dry observations, it adds a layer of humanity to these characters and reminds us that even in the most challenging circumstances, we can find moments of levity.
It's true.
So we've talked about the historical setting, the dynamic characters, the heart-stopping action, and the thought-provoking themes.
Right.
But let's shift gears a bit and talk about O'Brien's brilliance as a writer.
Okay.
What is it about his style that makes him such a master storyteller?
For me, it's his ability to completely immerse you in the world he's created.
Right.
His prose is elegant and evocative,
Yeah.
but it's never showy.
Interesting.
It's like stepping into a time machine and finding yourself on the deck of the Sophie, feeling the roll of the waves and hearing the creak of the rigging.
I can see it.
And the dialogue, the way he captures the distinct voices of each character, it's simply masterful.
It's like he's a magician conjuring up an entire world with words.
Yeah.
And you're right, the dialogue is exceptional.
It really is.
You can practically hear Aubrey's booming laughter and Maturin's wry asides.
I know.
It's like eavesdropping on a conversation between two old friends.
Exactly.
And then there's his use of nautical terminology.
Oh, yeah.
He doesn't dumb it down for the reader.
He doesn't.
He expects you to learn the language of the sea right alongside his characters. And that level of immersion adds to the authenticity and the richness of the experience.
Absolutely.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
One scene that comes to mind is the detailed description of a complex battle maneuver using all this technical jargon that initially seems daunting.
Yeah.
But as you read, you realize O'Brien is carefully weaving in explanations and context. So by the end, you not only understand what's happening, but you feel like you could command a ship yourself.
That's a perfect example.
I think so.
It's that attention to detail, that willingness to challenge the reader without overwhelming them.
Right.
That sets O'Brien apart.
Okay.
And it's one of the reasons why Master and Commander, published over 50 years ago, continues to capture the imaginations of readers today.
It's like he's created a world you can get lost in, but also a world that makes you think, that stays with you long after you finish the book.
Exactly.
And that, I think, is the hallmark of truly great literature.
It is.
It transports you. It challenges you. It stays with you. And Master and Commander certainly does all of that.
Absolutely.
So let's bring it back to our listener.
Okay.
We've covered a lot of ground here.
We have.
From the captivating characters and thrilling plot to the deeper themes and O'Brien's masterful writing style.
Yeah.
What would you say are the key takeaways? Things that make Master and Commander a must-read for anyone who loves historical fiction, adventure, or just a damn good story.
Well, first and foremost, it's the dynamic between Aubrey and Maturin.
Yeah.
Their friendship is the heart and soul of the book.
Right.
And it's a joy to witness their banter, their loyalty, and their unwavering support for one another, even when they drive each other crazy.
It's true. They're like two sides of the same coin.
Yeah.
And their differences are what make them such a fascinating pair.
Uh-huh.
And they're not just cardboard cutouts either.
Right.
O'Brien gives them depth flaws and moments of vulnerability that make them feel incredibly human and relatable.
Exactly. And then there's the historical setting.
Yeah.
O'Brien's meticulous research and vivid descriptions transport you to the age of sail.
It's like stepping into a time machine.
Yeah.
And for me, it's not just about the grand battles or the exotic ports of call.
Right.
It's those small details, the creaking of the ship, the smell of tar and salt, the way O'Brien describes a particular not being tied, that really make the world come alive.
I completely agree. It's that attention to detail that sets O'Brien apart. And then, of course, there are those deeper themes we discussed.
Right.
Friendship duty, honor the human condition.
Yeah.
These are universal ideas that resonate with readers across generations.
It's like O'Brien is reminding us that no matter how much the world changes, certain aspects of the human experience remain timeless.
Absolutely.
The challenges we face, the choices we make, the relationships we forge. These are the things that truly define us, regardless of whether we're sailing on a ship in the 19th century or navigating the complexities of modern life.
That's a brilliant insight. And finally, I think we have to acknowledge O'Brien's sheer brilliance as a writer.
Well, for sure.
His prose is elegant, engaging, and often quite witty.
Yeah.
He weaves together historical fact, naval adventure, and insightful character studies into a seamless tapestry that is both intellectually stimulating and deeply satisfying.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into Master and Commander,
Yeah.
I want to leave you, dear listener, with a final thought to ponder.
Okay.
What do you think it is about stories set in the past, particularly in a world as different from our own as the Age of Sail, that continues to captivate modern readers? Is it the escape from the present, the allure of adventure, or perhaps a yearning for a simpler time, even if that simplicity came with its own set of challenges?
That's a great question, and I think it's a combination of all those things.
Yeah.
We're drawn to stories like Master and Commander because they offer us a glimpse into a world that is both familiar and utterly foreign.
Right.
They allow us to escape the complexities of our own lives and experience adventure, danger, and camaraderie through the eyes of characters who face their own unique set of trials and triumphs.
Perhaps it's also a reminder that even in a time of great upheaval and uncertainty,
Yeah.
there's still beauty to be found in the world, in the bonds of friendship, and in the enduring spirit of humanity. And on that note, we encourage you to embark on your own voyage with Master and Commander.
It's a great book.
It's a journey you won't soon forget, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more book review podcasts.
Until next time, happy reading.